Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tiffany, and today I have my February/March empties, and honestly it's not that great. I have a goal in mind by hitting $1,000 this year of makeup and skincare empties, but as of right now that doesn't seem like it might happen. But I'll quickly go over everything, what I liked, what I disliked, why I liked it, why I disliked it, kind of thing, yeah, in typical empty fashion. First thing I did enjoy, but I don't feel like it's a need to purchase, is this Kate Somerville Glow Moisturizer. The reason why I enjoy this is because it smells like cereal. It smells like tutti fruity type of cereal. I do think it moisturized really nicely, but better than any drugstore moisturizer I have? No, but it did sink into the skin really well. So while I did enjoy it, I don't think I would go out and purchase this because I know the price tag is pretty high. One thing I really do enjoy and love and would recommend if you guys have Daiso in your area are these cotton square things. See that? They're from Daiso, like a little Japanese store. It's kind of like a Japanese brand of like the 99-cent store, but with way more cuter stuff. And I'll actually show you what one of these pads look like. I feel like they're on par with a lot of people how they love the Shiseido ones, and those are $10. These are 90 pads like these for $1.50, and I would definitely recommend these. These do not rip or tear or leave any little cotton things all over your face. These are actually really high quality, not as soft as the Shiseidos because I've tried the Shiseidos, but they're very like on par with them. Another little mini that I ended up finish up was this Peter Thomas Roth Max Sheer All Day Moisture Defense Lotion, and it looks just like this, and it's really pretty and cute, and it won't focus, but I actually did enjoy this as a sunscreen. Did all it could for a sunscreen without giving my face kind of like a white cast. It actually absorbed into the skin really well. So I do enjoy this. But if you don't know, I'm more of a drugstore kind of girl. And I just enjoy my drugstore like makeup, skincare in general. So while I liked it, I don't feel like it did anything more than what like my Neutrogena sunblock. Another item I did use up in that skincare kit thing from Sephora is this Cover FX. I didn't enjoy this as much because it's more of a silicone based sun care, so I wasn't as big of a fan of this as I was more of the Peter Thomas Roth. And this is a Belief Aqua Bomb, and I like this honestly, but I would have to say it did ball up on my skin at times. I don't know what it was. I didn't give it enough time to sink into my skin, or I put too much on, but sometimes this would ball up, and for that I would not repurchase this. Maybe if I tried the other Belief one, the Hydration Balm versus the Aqua Bomb, because the Aqua Bomb is more of a gel based moisturizer, so that might have to do with it kind of balling up on my skin at times. It worked great when it worked great, but it's just too finicky a product, and it's just too expensive to be a finicky product. I did actually finish up a lip product, even though it is a mini. It is the Tarte's Glossy Lip Paint. I even ended up taking out the I even ended up taking out the stopper and like going kind of a little too ham where I broke it, but it still worked really well. And I did put a spatula in there as well. And I enjoy this formula actually as a glossy lip paint. It's really opaque, really nice. It can, like a gloss, get a little messy on the lip. While I do like it, and I would probably buy it again, especially if it comes in a kit, I just don't need this in my life right now because I have too many lip products as is. Maybelline Lash Sensational, which is one of my favorite mascaras that is out there. I really enjoy it. It is a drier formula, so it does dry out fairly quickly. I would say it starts drying out within the 2-month mark, but it still will like work within the last month. This is what it looks like. It has kind of like a butterfly wand, and like I said, this is one of my favorite mascaras. Something else I did end up finishing up was this Milk Makeup, kind of like a cooling eye balm gel. I think that's what it is. Yeah, cooling water. And while I liked it, I didn't feel like it did a whole lot. Like it did when I put it in the morning under my eyes. It did cool it, but other than that, I don't think it did too much else. I don't normally have puffy eyes. I have more, you see, more sunken, so it didn't do a whole lot for that. While it felt nice, it didn't do much for me, so I wouldn't go out and purchase the full size of this. This I'm going to talk about just so I don't forget about it. I'm still using them, but they're not my favorite. I got this in an influencer box, and these are some Kish lash contours, the triple push-up collection. And I wasn't the biggest fan of it. If you want to see what it looks like and everything, I can link my Instagram. My Instagram's always linked down below, but I did have a post talking about this, and I was just not the biggest fan. The band was super thick to where you can definitely notice it, although it is like triple push-up where it was like doubled or like it was triple like layered. That's why the band was so thick, but I would rather have a more natural looking lash versus like a really thick band. And I mean thick, like it was really thick. So I wasn't the biggest fan of these. They felt a little heavy on the eyes, and that is like one of my most complaints when it comes to lashes. If they're too like wild and out, they can feel a little heavy to where my eyes droop a lot, and I don't like that look. Well, I did think it was actually pretty. It wasn't a thing for me, and I would not repurchase. So if you saw my panning games update, I finally finished up this little thing, and this is a Rimmel lip liner. I kind of forget, probably it's called Rose Quartz, and I wasn't the biggest fan of this. One, you have to sharpen, which I mean it's not that big of a deal. I have a sharpener on my desk. I just sharpen it as I need, but it would just, the color wasn't really nice. It wasn't like a matte lip liner that I normally like, and this was a shimmery one, kind of like a sheen. It had a sheen on it, so I wasn't the biggest fan of this. And the color itself wasn't really nice. It was kind of more on the darker, rosier side versus more of a nudier lip color, so just wasn't a big fan of this. And honestly, it's kind of like a hard formula to get on your lips. It's kind of really dry. Something I did finish up, but pretty much finish up, is this Real Technique mini sponge, and I tend to use this as either to put on my eye primers instead of using my fingers, because some of my primers I use as concealers, and I kind of just do this versus using my fingers. Or sometimes I would actually use this to blend out my concealers, but most of the time I use it to blend out my eye primers / concealers. Same thing. But yeah, I enjoyed it for that, but it's not something I would purchase with like in itself. I normally get these in like little kits that Real Techniques have, like bundle wise, so it makes a lot more sense to get the bundle, but I wouldn't go out and repurchase these on its own. Something else I did end up finishing up was this e.l.f. makeup remover eye pencil, or I don't know if that's exactly what they call it, but this is really great to help with wings. Like if you do a wing and it doesn't come as sharp as you want it, using this on that point is really nice, and then all you kind of do is like wipe it off right afterwards, and it stays pretty darn clean. And this lasted me a really long time. I would say maybe about 6 months, and I mean it should last pretty long if all you're doing is making your wings sharp. That is normally what this is used for, so I do enjoy this, and I would repurchase this, and I have repurchased this, and because I have backups. Some other smaller products I did end up finishing up was this Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in dark brown. I'm not the biggest fan of pencil brow products just because I feel like they go through really easily, especially if they're in like this kind of formula where they're just like the product in like a plastic product versus like a pencil. I do think a pencil lasts a lot longer than say these type of products. And for the price of a Brow Wiz versus me, how I particularly like using it is just running a powder through my brows, and that's kind of what I did today. I just ran a powder through my brows and then like a clear brow gel through my brows, and that was it, and that's how I use it. I do understand people like this to like fake brow hair. I don't have that much of a brow routine to do that, and I just don't have the time to do that as well. Something I did enjoy using while I had it but wasn't in love with was this Ultimate Miracle Worker by Philosophy, and I know this is actually going to be on sale as well, a large container. And like I said, I don't know, but I do enjoy that this is a rejuvenating cream with SPF 30. I just don't feel like it did much. I liked it for SPF, and while putting under my makeup, it worked really well and it felt great. Like I said, kind of with the same thing with the Peter Thomas Roth. I just liked it, but didn't love it more than like my drugstore items. Something I really did end up liking, that I am tempted to go out and buy, but I have a lot of backups of moisturizers and vitamin C that I have to go through before I purchase, is this PANtastic Hydro Moisturizer with vitamin C. It actually felt very nice on the skin, and I feel like it did something other than just moisturize. That could have been just like in my head kind of thing, because I think I only got maybe 3 uses out of this. But I did enjoy it while I had it, so I would be amped to go ahead and try this again. Another product I did end up enjoying was this It Cosmetics Serum Collagen Veil Anti-Aging Primer. Now, while I don't think this primer actually anti-ages, it felt really nice on the skin. It worked really well. More like a moisturizing primer versus like a silicone primer. So I did like it for that, and I have quite a few of these in backups. These little foil things, not the actual primer. And if you see my primer collection, I really don't need to bring in any, but this would probably be a primer I might bring in the future. So I finally ended up trying this. These are the Skin Ice, sorry you can't even see it, but this is a Skin Iceland Hydra-Cool Firming Eye Gel. And although I don't feel like it did a lot, I don't know, maybe because my eyes aren't very puffy, or I don't know, I just don't feel like they did anything. I had them on for way more than 10 minutes. While it did feel cooling when initially put it on, they were just kind of there, and after I took them off, I don't feel like it did anything. So would I repurchase this again? No. And the very last thing I have, because I'm just trying to work through them, are these masks. This is from BioBell, and this one is diminishing the appearance of fine lines. And no, I don't think this actually did what it said it was gonna do, but it did feel nice on the skin while I had it, which is normally the sense I get with most face masks. They feel nice on the skin. They feel like they're like plumping your face while it's on, but like afterwards, I don't feel like there's a lot of change to the skin versus just using a regular moisturizer. While I do think it works the product in a little longer just because you have it on your face and it's just sitting on there for a very long time, I don't feel like they do a lot more past taking them off the skin. That is it for my makeup empties. I won't be counting like the foil packets or anything within like my years of total. I just wanted to quickly go over them and talk about them. But the other things deluxe size samples, I do count into my year of empties because they do tend to take a little longer than most. So while I didn't finish up a lot that I would be hoping to finish up, I am happy with what I did end up finishing. Now I can put them in my year of end makeup empty drawer. So yeah, if you like, please hit the like button if you like empties, if you like seeing how much makeup gets used up, and then if you are new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I do post weekly on my channel. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram at @Tiffany. This is where I post a little more content. And then thank you guys for giving me a bit of your time. I really do appreciate it, and I know there's a lot of content out there, and I do appreciate when you guys stop by my little itty bitty channel. I hope you guys enjoy this video wherever and whenever you guys are watching this. I'll see you guys real soon in the next one. Bye.